Hi everyone and welcome to my music room. Well, not so long ago, this was my jam music room where I'd get together with friends every once in a while and, we'd play some music and have a good time. And, sometimes things would, get a little bit carried away. Welcome to my main workshop. This is where I do my Bluetooth restorations, most of the electronics, final finish on the radios, and also design, 3D print, manufacture parts that haven't existed in years. A lot of the radios I work on, they're in their 80s and you just can't buy the parts off the shelf that I need to replace. So these are my 3D printers, some of them. I have more. Okay, I have a problem. So if I'm doing a big print, I'm going to do it on this printer here. This bed size is 300 millimeters by 300 millimeters. And then I've got a couple 220s. I've got my Delta 3D printer that I built. I made this from scratch. So I use this for very small parts that I don't want to use my resin printer for. It just does a nicer job. This is my resin 3D printer. This is what I use to make the knobs. This is my laser CNC machine, one of them. This one cuts I believe it's 300 millimeters by 450 millimeters. So if you put that in the centimeters, it's 30 centimeters by 45 centimeters. Over here I have, well, almost every part known to man. Let's just say I have a lot of parts and pieces. Some of the projects I've worked on over the years. Here's my ROV. That dives down to 100 feet. I had the lights started to leak on it there last time I used it. So at some point I want to get around to putting new lights on it. And then over here I have my larger CNC machine. So this CNC machine will cut 3 feet by 5 feet. Bought this from a really cool company in China and had it shipped over to Canada. As you can see, I've been cutting out some speaker mounts. Usually we try and keep these. Maybe we can use them for crafting something, or maybe I'll get my grandson to paint it at Halloween. Have a little pumpkin. Here's a cool little project I've been working on with a good friend of mine, Kenny. It's called BeerBot, and the reason it's named BeerBot is I want to be able to drink a beer while it shovels the driveway and cuts the lawn for me. So we're about 50% of the way through BeerBot, and we're hoping to have BeerBot running in the next couple to 3 weeks anyways. We just have to finish adding some sensors and program the Arduino board, and it's pretty much ready to start moving around. This is Drawbot. So basically what this machine does, I can put paint markers in it, and I can draw dials on the glass. I've tried different things to replace some of this glass, and it's a learning experience. You know, I try different things, and this is one of the things that I've tried. And as you can see, it turns out pretty good. I mean, I just wish I had a thinner pen that was more consistent, because you can see where it kind of starts to dry up. Here's another CNC machine that I made. This machine, compared to the laser CNC machine, is a lot slower. But in some cases, you can't use a laser CNC machine to cut a part out. So the reason I decided to start making videos probably 3 years ago now was, I wanted to leave something behind to show basically what kind of a person I was. And, we had found out that my wife and I were going to have a grandchild. And I thought it'd be a good idea to make some videos, and in the future, he can watch what I did, and maybe, I don't know, it would pique his interest, get him interested in electronics, maybe woodworking, who knows. I didn't make the videos because I wanted people to buy my radios. That wasn't the reason I was doing it, but over the years, there have been a few people that have talked me into refinishing one of their radios. And, recently I started actually advertising my radios for sale. So I'm not doing it for fame and fortune. That's not why I decided to start making the videos. The other thing is, most of these radios are my personal radios that I own. And I get a lot of slack from people that put comments on my YouTube like, you've taken the life out of that radio, you've destroyed that radio. How could you do that to that radio? It's my radio. And if I want to put Bluetooth in my radio, that's what I'm going to do. Most of these radios were headed for the trash bin. None of them worked. They were on Marketplace for $5. The most I've ever spent on one was $60. Some nights I'll sit in here and just, maybe I'll listen to my GE radio. Maybe I'll listen to my Rogers radio. Maybe I'll listen to the jukebox. When we have a party, I love putting that thing on. When I bought it, it was a complete basket case. I can't remember exactly, but I think I may have paid $125 for it, which at the time I thought was a lot of money. But I thought it would make a great restoration video to show people, look, this is what you can do with an old jukebox that doesn't work. And along the way, I thought, why not show other people how you can Bluetooth an old radio? It's really not that hard to do. And you don't need to be an electrical engineer to install the Bluetooth modules. So you go ahead and you restore that AM radio. I have a radio in the living room right now, an AM radio that I've completely restored. And I wish I would have done a video on restoring that radio, just to give you an idea of exactly what I had to go through to restore that radio. It was a tough restoration, but it works fantastic. It's an AM radio. It's sitting in the living room. Do you know how many times over the 3 years that radio's been sitting in the living room that I've used that radio? I used it the first night that I brought it into the living room and plugged it in. I listened to AM radio for the first night on that radio, had a couple drinks, thought it was really cool, and that radio has sat there ever since. It's not even plugged in. In fact, I like to, when I get the radios, I like to get a little information on the past, the radio, where it came from, who owned the radio, and so sometimes in my videos, in the beginning of the video, you'll see a little storyline. To me, the coolest part about restoring the radio is the history behind the radio. I'm sure you've all got old radios out there. Comment below. Tell me what the history is on your old radio. Now, after all that, can I ask you a favor? Go down to that subscribe button that you see on the screen and just click on it. Subscribe to it. Just show that you support my channel and everything that I'm doing. So thank you all for watching. I know this isn't a normal video that I would put out, but I thought I would show you some pictures of some of the stuff that you don't see in the shop and radios that you haven't seen me restore, and enjoy. And I appreciate every one of you.